Beautiful morning, sun shining, birds are singing. I love this time of day. It's my favorite time of day. Nobody's up yet. I think I have my first cucumber in there. Can you see her? She looks amazing. Oh, it's time to weed out my carrots. I did do a little bit. I have never grown carrots before. And so what I've been doing with the ones I've weeded out that have been super thin and little, I am actually saving those and the foliage to make vegetable stock, which I love making stock. I make chicken stock. There you go. There's one right there. And so I'll save this entire thing to make vegetable stock out of. And I've got some going in the freezer already that I weeded out last week. But you really want to weed out your carrots to about 1 inch apart from each other, except wait until they start to actually grow like this, because if you don't know what's actually going to turn into a carrot and what is just going to die off. So this way you can see that I am having some growth. So yeah, I'll be saving that in my freezer for vegetable stock for this winter. So as you can see down here, you can see that these are starting to get a little bigger. I did weed this out some last weekend. Weed out, I mean. I suppose you could call it weeding out, thinning out, whatever. So I'm not gonna really take too much more out today because I want them to grow some more so I can see. That one has already been pulled up, but I don't want to weed too much or thin them out too much because then I won't have any carrots. So this is an experiment for me. I'm growing these in 20-gallon grow bags, and I added sand to them because it helps with the carrots, I guess, with having mobility within the soil. This is my dill. I'm going to take that in and harvest that today and get that put in jars. These are my potato plants. The leaves did get really burnt up in the sun, which apparently I guess it's okay. I've only tried to grow potatoes one other time before, and they didn't do well. And I think it was just because they didn't have the space to grow in. So this year I decided to do raised bed gardens, also for my onions. And I'm so incredibly excited about these onions. I have never been able to grow onions like this, but I've never tried to grow them in a raised bed. And I've never really done as much research as I have this year about various items in my garden and what works best for them with flowering and with fertilization and the initial seedlings. So I actually started these from seed indoors. Probably it was around February or March, and then just kept feeding them nitrogen, which I learned off of other channels on YouTube. And as you can see, they are gorgeous. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to put more nitrogen, which I use actually blood meal on those, and it has just worked so incredibly well. These are leeks. Never grown those before, so I'm not sure how those are going to do, but I'm only growing a few for an experiment, but also for vegetable stock and chicken stock, because we do not eat leeks normally. So, but they work incredibly well in stock. So, as far as my potatoes go, I am going to wait another week and maybe even a little longer, because as you see, I've got new growth here. And that means, from what I've learned, is that they are still growing. I'm not 100% sure on that. And I'm not 100% sure on what I'm going to get when I unearth all these potatoes. Hopefully I have a really good amount of potatoes in there to store for the winter. This typically is not going to be a garden channel. It's going to be baking and cooking, but the cooking will be um, a lot with what I am growing in my garden. And so I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of, show you a little bit of where I'm getting my vegetables from. There's my first cucumber in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's kind of hard to see. So, but I've got a ton of flowers, so I'm expecting to have those real soon. Okay, so as you can see, I have been soaking all of these mini carrots that I just thinned out my carrots out in my grow bags this morning, and they've been sitting in baking soda and water to help kill like any bugs. So all I'm going to do is rinse these off again, and then I am going to put them in this vegetable stock bag. As you can see, last week I already put some of these little tiny carrots in here from me thinning them out into the freezer, and so they've been that way all week.